Hi guys, sorry I'm late. I had a visitor and I couldn't get away. How is everybody? Priscilla's probably gone now. Sorry, Joanne. Whoa. It's Saturday afternoon here, 1:21, and they still haven't found little Christopher Ramirez. It's so sad. But Tim from Equisearch texts, oh, you're here, Priscilla. Tim from Texas Equisearch. I still find it hard to say that word. Oh, cool, Joanne. Thank you. Is on the case. So hopefully they find him in your daylight hours, because it's the third evening that he's out there. But guys, the similarities between both of them is insane. Hi, Libby. Yeah, it's really... So he was home alone. Actually, I don't even know if he's got siblings, but he was at home with mum and his grandma, and he was playing with the neighbour's dog, from what I've read, and he just run into the bushy area after his mum, get this, had taken her eyes off him for 2 minutes. Remind you of anyone? And the fact that he was with his mum and his grandma. Hi, Josie. Yeah, the similarities just blew me away. 2-minute time span, and instantly, not instance, hi T. Riley, but very, very quickly, the mum has declared that he's been kidnapped. And I thought, this is history repeating itself on another scale, guys. Let's hope it's not another Summer Wells scenario. But yeah, isn't that bizarre that she took her eyes off him for 2 minutes and he was home with mum and nan or grandma, and she doesn't speak English, so she's got a law enforcement interpreter for the media things. But if I'm going to play the latest update from 3 hours ago, it's just really sad what keeps happening over and over and over, guys. It's not right. But the neighbour's dog come back later that night. It wasn't their pup, apparently. It was the neighbour's, and it come back later that night by itself. So that's a bit worrying too, because normally if a little one is with a dog, they'll just go where the dog goes. And that's half the time why they end up lost, because they have followed the dog. So wherever, yeah, I don't know. Let's just hope they find him quickly. But they're going in the nighttime hours as well, that they did on the second night anyway. And Tim Miller and all his Texas crew were there on the ground. Yes, I do remember Priscilla. Thank you. Did you all see Priscilla's post? She had a heifer escape, on a side note. And it was a gorgeous heifer. Christopher's mama distraught for sure. So sad. She is. And, you know, that's what I would have expected from Don and Candace. straight away, but we didn't get that. And that's why there's always been these red flags, hasn't there? Oh, I know you love me. I love you too, Priscilla. I love you all. It's been pretty deep the last few days with... Oh, something else I have to debunk, guys, after my 2 days of raving on. Apparently, Michelle After Dark didn't get a cease and desist from WJHL. I just want to clarify that. Nita's World debunked that one on yesterday's stream I seen. So why did they only send it to Chasing? I thought, like, I could understand if it was both of them because they both have a really high sub count. But yeah, Michelle After Dark clarified in her comments when someone asked her outright, did she receive a cease and desist? And Michelle After Dark said no, she hadn't heard anything from that station. Hi, Nancy. Thank you for coming in, everybody. I'm really good today, Nancy. I had an awesome sleep last night. I hope you're doing well too. I hope you're all doing well. I've got to do mother-in-law's groceries this afternoon, so I thought I would come on, have a little chat with you guys. Hubby's gone away hunting for tonight. He'll be home sometime tomorrow afternoon. So I said on my stream last night that Don and Candace should watch her and practice. Good job, Libby. You know, is it just because they're in the holler, and this is what goes through my head all the time? Is it because people that live in that part of Tennessee are so sort of relaxed in their speech and their mannerisms and everything that they don't have like emotion in their voice, or what? You know, because if you listen to Scott H, even, it's very, very low, slow, monotoned speech. He doesn't show much emotion in his speech patterns either, unless he gets angry. No, noticed when he gets burred up, his speech seems to speed up, and you can really tell. But with Don and Candace, it's always the same, unless Don starts talking about the church stuff. Yeah, T. Riley, I agree. They need practice being decent human beings. Exactly. And we talked about yesterday the behavioural panel interview. I'm so dying to see their analysis of that, because I sat there watching his eyes blinking over and over and over when he was lying, and when he licked his lips, and which way his head was nodding every time he answered a question. I'm like, you know, like I'm Little Miss Behavioural Panel expert now. Yeah, so I had to go make a snack. Seems that I am determined to get, I've got to start walking more and being a little bit more on the healthy side, because I found since YouTube channel started, I tend to not eat properly, as in the times of day, and I'm just grabbing snacks all the time, and it's not good. Like I don't feel healthy, and your body does tell you, I think. Hi, Miss Justice. How are you? And did you all see the marathon that them four did yesterday? I could not believe it. Every time I looked at my phone, I thought, surely they're finished now. And they were still going. Scott H, Penny left after a fair few hours. John QQ and Q Carlock, God love them. But they raised, when I stopped watching, I think they had over $600. And I still haven't worked out how to pin, but they want us all to share the link, which I will do when I come back. John and Kent's going to... Oh, you're kidding me, Joanne. Is that for real? Oh, he's going to tear them apart. So you guys have all heard that about Dr. Phil with Don and Candace? Is it 100% for real? We're going when I got home from work this morning. Yeah, Priscilla, they went for, I don't even know how many hours. I thought you could only go, oh no, but Scott doesn't use StreamYard, does he? He uses Restream. I don't know what the hour limit is. I wouldn't have a clue. But I sort of thought it stopped at 6 hours, unless they did 2 separate ones. I fell asleep, kept waking up, and it was still going. I know, Sassy Noz. And last night, I nearly had no voice whatsoever. But I suppose with 4 of them on there, they don't have to constantly keep talking. Scott and Penny are talking about it just before I came here. Oh, is Penny still alive, Joanne? 12 hours. 17 hours. Holy crap. I don't think I could. But the time does. I'm surprised and shocked. Like, I'll come on to do a live, and I think I've only been here for an hour, and I look up and it's like 2.5 hours later. And I don't intentionally mean to stay on that long and bore you poor people to tears, but it just goes so quick because you're so involved with what you're talking about and trying to keep up with chat and everything. And I suppose, as Candace would say, it's hard to track time when you're trying to have a good time. Remember she said that in an interview? It seems like 17, laughing out loud. I went back and looked. Wow. That's a bloody good effort, isn't it? Yeah, I've seen some of her lives and they go, I've seen one that went for nearly 24 hours and I was blown away. It's crazy, isn't it? But I'm going to share this little news update with you guys on little Christopher. It just seems crazy to me, like with Summer, that they've got hundreds of people out there looking in the woods. Did you hear that woman called in saying, oh my God, Miss Justice, when I did that quick little live last night about Christopher, see, I thought it was a quick little live, but when I got off, I was on for an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, I went back over to Scott H's live and caught that lady, and I have seen her in other people's chats. Do you know how she said, oh, she just come across this channel and she doesn't know much about YouTube and all that sort of stuff? I've actually been in other people's chats and she has come in and trying to do exactly the same thing she did with Scott's. And soon as she said that right at the beginning, I knew she was full of, and God love her, like she does come across like she passionately believes what she's saying. Like to her, she's not making it up, and she believes with conviction what she's trying to express. But yeah, oh, hi, Golf Coast Girl. Yeah, I was a little bit like, Scott is going to lose his shit any second now because he can see straight through it. And sure enough, yeah, but when she said you got to play it backwards, I actually went onto TikTok while I was listening and tried to play. No, just to satisfy myself. How do you Photoshop a video of a waterfall and plant that into a scene when the kids are running around and swimming and stuff? Like, it's not technologically, in a still photo, yes, but not in an actual video. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I knew Scott was going to lose it, and he did. And then he copped it from his chat, like, don't be mean to her. But I really do believe she believes what she's trying to say, the poor little thing. I just left So Mean allegedly. They were analysing Don from yesterday. Oh, thank you, Sassy Noz. Yeah, I haven't, I watch a lot of Chasing and a little bit of Grey, but I just don't, I sort of stick to my main ones. And yeah, Grey cops a lot of trolls and garbage in his chat, and it just stresses me out. I don't think Candace is that smart. No, I don't either, Miss Justice. Oh, Tiffany Marie went live. My time, I think it was like 12:30 a.m. or 1 a.m. Hi, Carol Johnston, welcome. Yeah, all these pairs that are teaming up is really, really cute. I love them together. Yeah, so you've got Tiffany and AB. They just should get married and have little Biffanies. Can you imagine how cute they would be? And then, do you know though, I always thought that Penny and Scott were a couple. They just didn't live together. And the beginning of this week, this is how long I thought this, she said she was going to give her husband a good night kiss. And I was like, what? I thought you and Scott were going out type of thing, like boyfriend, girlfriend. So no, they're not a real couple. And then you've got John Q and Q Carlock. And then you've got No Thanks with the Lab. They make a great little team. I think it puts another dimension on, and it's good fun. Justice for Summer, I don't know when it will be on. They must have left today. Penny and Scott and Shat were wondering how they will dress Candace and if she will speak or not. Oh my God, that's going to be awesome. Can you imagine Dr. Bill with Candace? Oh, dear Lord. I've prayed for this to happen, guys. I went through the comments, T. Riley says, and almost all people believe Don is full of it. And for some reason, they took down the first video they did with Don. Hey. Yes, he is full of it big time and just contradicts himself. You know, where is it? We did go over all of this yesterday, but where's that main bit where I caught him out big time. Oh, yeah, when he tried to say the boys were gone because it was too dangerous at the house after someone went missing. And he didn't want them to be there. Like, he tried to twist that so they weren't at Boult, and it was his suggestion that the boys left. Like, what? You freaking moron. They left because you and your allegedly abusive parents have mistreated these kids. But yeah, let's twist it to and he forgets that everyone else has watched every interview and listened to every phone call he's ever made, and he forgets that he's still on YouTube with the behavioural panel, so it's still exactly the same audience, for God's sake. Sorry, God, Father God, Lord. And I just don't get it. So he's preaching that it was too dangerous for his boys to be at the house. And then 10 minutes later, when they're talking about Ben Hill Road and where the house is situated and everything up there, and they were asking him questions about David Dotson and Robin, and, you know, had they come to visit lately and that sort of stuff. He said, no, nobody's been up to the house since when someone got gone. We haven't had anyone come up to the house. Like, I'm like, dude, you're so full of shit. You just finished telling us how dangerous it was. And he wasn't talking about visitors. He was talking about anybody that they're virtually had no mischief up there. And I just thought, you've just contradicted yourself again. Let's add this one to the list. My big question is, what is Candace going to wear? A singlet top with no bra, men's knee-length red shorts with socks and scuffs, slip-on scuffs, I reckon, with a cap. I reckon that'll be the go. That's her wardrobe. And I'm being mean, and I shouldn't be mean. Yeah, let's hope. But can you imagine that? You know how we talk about how they play chameleon with whatever audience they're with? If they're with the churchies, they put on their little churchy voice. And when they're with Mrs. Cher, they've got another persona, da-di-da-di-da. Let's see what sort of persona they have on for Dr. Phil. I think this is going to be hilarious. I really, really do, guys. How many times have we all said this in the beginning, that could you imagine them on Dr. Phil? That'll be a big time event for all of us. We should, you can't do it with Dr. Phil, apparently. He will strike your channel as quick as look at you. I was going to say, how cool would it be if we could all watch it together? Hi, C. Cooper. Gulf Coast girl. And I bet you any money on this topic right here, right now, he tries to rubbish Chris McDonough on Dr. Phil. Who wants to take up a bet with me? Any money you like. Because that is the focus. With the behavioural panel thing, that was his objective for that interview, was to try and rubbish Chris McDonough and his stepsisters and nieces. I care. I hope it's not Dr. Phil edited. I don't know. like, obviously they have to edit because they might sit there for 4 hours with them and have to chop everything up to make an hour-long episode or 45 minutes without the advertisements. But I think Dr. Phil will give a pretty accurate portrayal of them. But I hope Dr. Phil doesn't allow him, the voice, to go on there purely as a vindictive thing to get at Chris McDonough, because then I will lose my shit big time. Do you all think? Because I'm pretty sure Dr. Phil will be pretty restrictive on what he's going to let him talk about. That's going to be interesting. But if he goes on Dr. Phil and rubbishes or mentions Chris McDonough's name in a negative light, God help him, because he's going to need him. I know, what a hypocrite. Actually, guys, Emma from Crime Stories Obsessed did a short little video this morning where she plays 2 voice clips of different interviews that Donald's done. One was from the behavioural panel the other day where he's saying he didn't touch his sisters. They're all liars. They've been out for him. You know that one. You know that line of thought. And then the one where he was on with Mrs. Cher or somebody apologising to his stepsisters. So I don't know. I just don't understand how he thinks people forget something he says 2 weeks ago. Do you think Dr. Phil would have been watching this from afar and their antics? Like, surely his producers will give him YouTube footage of the toilet and everything else. And I don't know. But we want it about Summer, not about his antics. But hopefully Dr. Phil can hone in on that, but not let them play their games at the same time. No, he doesn't play when it comes to kids. Or SADV and the like, and he won't stand for him trying to bash. Yeah, Justice for Summer, I'm with you. I'm really, really praying that's how it goes. I haven't even seen that come up yet. I'm excited. That's made my day, guys. Thank you for letting me know. I thought it was Dr. Oz that he could get on. Well, that's Sassy Noz. That's what Mrs. Cher was planning, apparently. She was trying to get them a segment on her bestie, Dr. Oz, that she's hooked someone else up with on that show and portrayed herself as a teenager. Like, oh, dear Lord. Yes, you can watch Dr. Phil. Yeah, you can watch him on YouTube, but I cannot stream him. He will, he's really, really strict with sharing or playing any of his content. Even with fair use, he will still strike you down. Big time strike too, not just, not like a little claim. Apparently comes hard and heavy for people that do that. So we'll just have to discuss it afterwards when it does eventually happen. So no one knows when it's going to happen. It's just going to happen. What does that have to do with anything, Summer? I don't know, T. Riley, but that's what she was raving on about weeks ago, that she was trying to get a segment for Donald and Candace on Dr. Oz. Is Dr. Phil on Prime? I don't know. Care. Here in Australia, we We don't get like live Dr. Phil's the same as you guys. We're sort of running months behind with episodes, unless it's like the Gabby Petito one hasn't aired in Australia yet, I don't think. Not that I've seen. Yeah, I'm subscribed to him on here too. Like you could watch it on YouTube, I just can't stream it from my channel. This is going to be huge. I don't think Candice would do it. I think Phil would want her. Yeah, let's hope it's both of them. Seriously, I wouldn't be able to get a word out if I was sitting across from Dr. Phil. I would just be sitting there in awe of him. Just talk to me, Dr. Phil. You do all the talking. I love his, all his little sayings and, oh, my daughter was just here, guys. Now we have sirens. Guys, it's really stressful when you live in a small country town of 7 people and you hear sirens, because the majority of the time, if it's a car accident or something horrible like that, you're going to know who it is. And it gets quite scary at times. So there were just 2 sirens. So let's pray everyone's good. Don thinks he does. He thinks, well, remember we had a local guy in the chat a couple of weeks ago. There's another siren. That's 3. This is not good. 7 people. No, we have 7,000 just in the town, like in the town area. But I think it's like 14,000, including farmers and stuff. But yeah, the majority of the time, unless it's someone traveling through, if it is a car accident or something, you get really tense and think, oh God, where's this one? Where's that one? Anyway, talking about Dr. Phil, my daughter, I've told you all before how she does the best ever Dr. Phil impersonations. And that's why I was a little bit late coming on, because her and her wife come and I didn't want to be rude to them. But I should have got her to stay and do some Dr. Phil impersonations. When I was younger, I used to be able to take people off to a T, but I lost it over the years. And now she's got that talent. Very clever. A bit like Doug, how he can take people off. Yeah, don't mess with a Texan. Gulf Coast Girl says, I can't picture Candice talking to Dr. Phil, but we can bet Don will. Right? Oh, wow. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, it would be fun, because she just cracks me up and I lose it to the point where I have to run to the ladies, because how he has all them funny little sayings he says, I can't even think of one off the top of my head right now, but she has remembered them since she was a little girl, and she can just spit them out, and it's just sounds like Dr. Phil's sitting there, and it's awesome. Who else does she do? She does heaps of them. She's really, really funny as well, just in herself. She cracks people up all the time. Even a little story from something that happened with her at work, turns out to be like the way she tells it is hilarious, Don will have lots to say, I'm sure. Yeah. And I've been keeping up with Chris McDonough on Facebook and his little updates. And last night before I went to sleep, I seen one of his posts, and They're working on the plan B and it'll be up and running soon, he said. So we have to keep an eye out for that. And once he tells us where it is and what it is and everything, we need to get it out there so everyone is aware of what his new thing is going to be. He also stated that he's had no communication from YouTube yet. So, like, he could even be back at any moment on YouTube. And I hope he does because, like, even though I know they're working on Plan B, I really do hope he doesn't let people win at their games and he still uses his platform on YouTube. Because I'm sure, like, I'm really, really feeling positive that he will get his channel back. Yeah, Steve Wilkos. Actually, Nita's World, she was in communication with Steve Wilkos's, now don't quote me, I don't know if I'm 100% correct, was either him or his wife. She was waiting on them to get back to her about doing a segment on Summer as well. Not for Donald, but to see if they would talk about Summer's case and just do a little, justice for Summer. It was his wife. And I know she was talking to Dr. Phil's wife as well. But it looks like Dr. Phil, it's good that Dr. Phil is going to have them on as long as it's concentrated on Summer and not the way they've carried on since day dot. Because we all know that. Someone in Scott and Penny's chat said Dr. Phil needs bring a toilet out for Don to sit on. Oh, I love it. That's funny as. Yeah. Well, there you go, T. Riley. Maybe I've seen heaps of people not have to, but a lot of his guests in these sort of cases, he asks them to do lie detector tests, doesn't he? I wonder if he'll try that while they're there. That'll be even better. Miss Justice says, oh my God, this name. I've only got to just read Sheriff Lawson and I get irritated. Said, everyone is still a suspect. Who do you think it is the biggest suspect? I still don't understand why they can't bring them in and interrogate them like they do with other suspects. Yep. I say that every single day, Miss Justice. Every single day. No. And if anybody hasn't seen it, you probably all have because most of you follow Penny as well. That little 4-minute video she's done on law enforcement guy running over them two people is also a little snippet of insight into that sheriff's office. Hi, Radio Gods. Welcome. You know, I haven't looked into how long he's been sheriff, but that news article she had up on that 4-minute video said 2010. So he has been sheriff for quite a long time by the look of it. So it definitely needs a shake-up, don't you think? And Penny has so much more. Nita's World has so much more. I just don't have time to dig, guys. Between the girls and trying to help hubby with his paperwork and everything else, it limits how much digging and things I can do. Like I'll sit and look into things, but I can't get as deep into things as what the other channels as research people can do. We should form our own little research group, guys. Anyway, I'm going to play this little thing on little Christopher, so it's just out there. This is the latest news update on him anyway. Little Christopher Ramirez, 3 years old, followed the dog into the woods. And for those who haven't been following this, Tim Miller from EquiSearch is there and assisting in the search as well, which is awesome for little Christopher.
Found safe. Right now, that has not happened, but there's still very much an active scene behind me here at the command post. Hundreds of people from the state, local, and federal level have come together trying to use whatever tools they can to join in on the search. He has not been seen since Wednesday afternoon as his mother was unloading groceries in front of their home. So each and every hour that goes by is critical.
We're doing everything we can with all our partners to check out every remote lead we have, which is very few.
Tick tock. Day and night crews are hitting the dirt roads trying to bring Christopher Ramirez home. From the air, drones look for the color the boy was last seen wearing, lime green. On the ground, trained canines tried to catch scent of the boy, while volunteers and staff from various law enforcement agencies battle the thick brush. Thursday, Mom Araceli Nunez told me she doesn't believe Christopher is in the woods, despite a neighbor saying she saw him following after his dog. In fact, she thinks someone took him. At this point, the Grimes County Sheriff's Office has no evidence to back that, but they do have local and federal investigators looking at all angles. They're checking Christopher's stepdad's employment log to make sure he was indeed at work when the child disappeared. The Mexican consulate called Sheriff Don Sol to say they will assist any way they can since Christopher's biological father lives in Mexico. At this point, everything is kind of at a standstill, which is frustrating for everyone.
Last night, laying in bed, and I was saying, what did we do wrong? What could we have done different? And nothing. We've just not been to the right spot yet.
A lot of people have asked about the ponds and the waterways. Dive teams have been going in them and so far have not turned up anything. One pond was drained today, but again, nothing. I do also want to bring you up to speed with an update that Sheriff Sowell just gave us here in Grimes County. He said that there was a glimmer of hope this afternoon. There was a 3-year-old little boy spotted on the border of the U.S. and Mexico in Brewster County. His name was the same thing, Christopher Ramirez. They were questioned at the border with a man and a woman, but it was not the Christopher that we're looking for. As for the family, the sheriff's office says they are obviously going through a very hard time right now. They have seen some of the things on social media. They've seen the bashing from the public and the assumptions about them. It's hurtful to them. But we do want to point out, and it's important to say, the sheriff just said that all of the immediate and extended family has been ruled out in terms of persons of interest. So they're going to be, using their resources and their time elsewhere. The family has been cleared as of right now. I'll have another live report coming up tonight at 6. You'll hear more from that news conference. But for now, we're live in Grimes County. Erica Simon, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Isn't that bizarre that they found the other little Christopher Ramirez? Like, what are the chances of that? That is crazy. But 2 minutes, within 2 minutes, and that is exactly, I don't know if you guys were here. It was only like a month ago here in Australia. We had that little boy, AJ, missing in the Hunter Valley. And it was the same thing. He was there. The parents said they'd only taken their eyes off him for 2 minutes and he was gone. It's the same situation with little Christopher Ramirez. But what got me is he was home with his mum and his grandmother and he was just gone. So Tim Miller looks a bit frustrated and looks like he's beaten himself up that they haven't found him yet. But they will. We've got to be positive. But the family has been cleared, not the wells. So exactly, Libby. So true, girl. As was said just up the chat a tiny bit ago, everyone's still a suspect. They haven't ruled them out. So that's a little bit hopeful that they are still looking at Don and Candace and Grandma. Let's not forget about Grandma here, guys. She might think out of sight, out of mind, but hell no. She's still on my radar big time. If she was the mean old lady that we've heard about, are they covering for her? Like, the theories are endless on what to think. Yes, damn Randy Kane. I haven't heard that one before, Libby. And look how quickly those parents were cleared. Yeah, exactly, Crime and Justice. 3 days and they're all good. And the mum, when she lost it, and she's trying to talk and cry and everything at the same time, I was like, girl, I wish I could help you. It is justice for Summer. Why is it happening so frequently? It's nearly every day, guys. Not yes. 2 days ago, it was that little 1-year-old little fella. I didn't even have time to finish my thumbnail and get the info, and he was found, thankfully. But that isn't happening very often at all. That was the little boy, 1-year-old, and his mother. This is a whole nother topic. But his mother has left him in the car with the keys in the car and run into the store. And you would not believe, this is what I mean about another topic, the amount of local young mums I see do this on a daily basis. Some of them even leave the car going so the heater stays on or the aircon stays on. God bless them heart. Their heart, they think they're doing a good deed for the child. But oh my God, it infuriates me. Like, I'll sit in my car just to keep an eye on that child sitting in that car. But they think, oh, small country town, what's going to happen here? You know, I'm just going to run straight in and straight out. But I've timed some of them and they can be in there for 20 minutes. And there's 2 or 3-year-olds sitting in the car. Like, they only have to knock it into gear and wipe out half the parking lot, for God's sake, without the criminal aspect of someone coming along and taking off with the car or taking off just with your kids or whatever. You just don't put your family in that sort of situation with you. I've never, ever, honestly, guys, even as little babies, where I went, those kids went. Oh, Pippi, I must have psychic powers, I tell you, because yesterday morning I was thinking about Ashley Marie, that I hadn't seen Ashley Marie in a few days, and she popped up in the chat. And this morning I was thinking of you, Pippi. That is bizarre to me. Or your person in a vehicle unattended ever. Did you know here in Australia, I didn't know this until it happened to someone around the corner. So I can't remember what the situation was, but a few locals were cranky with a certain constable, police officer in town, or the highway patrol or someone. There was a bit of a animosity happening there. So the highway patrol guy goes on a rampage and he started booking people just for leaving their keys in the car. And I didn't know that was a thing. You can actually be fined for that. because he fined people in our street for leaving the keys in their unlocked vehicle sitting in a public street. So, yeah, and I don't leave, like I don't often take the dogs in the car, but when I do, yeah, I make sure it's never in the heat anyway, ever. If you can make them, you can take it. I know, Miss Justice, but the mums, and God bless them, but don't do it. Do not leave your kid in the car, even if you're running into a pharmacy to get a script filled. Don't do it. You're only asking for trouble. Like, you're just setting up for failure straight away. Half an hour later, my son shows up. He had went with another friend. Oh, my God. But, yeah, it's great to have you back in, Pippi. When my oldest son was 8, sorry, I read the second one without the first one. When my oldest son was 8, he begged to go with a friend to play baseball. About an hour later, comes to my house and asks for my son. Everything went blank. I was so panicked, crying. I went to the field. He wasn't there. About a half an hour later, my son shows up. He had went with another friend. Oh, my God, Josie. I could imagine how you feel. That is scary. It would have been an hour and a half, would have felt like forever. That's crazy. But yeah, they do it all the time. Or another place I've noticed they do it heaps and heaps is out the front of the school, of all places, or daycare centres. They'll pull up and leave the baby in the car while they run in and get the other kids. And I'm just like, oh, dear Lord. And I'm not laughing in a positive laugh. I'm laughing in a sarcastic laugh, because where do you think these people like to go to pick up kids? Pippi says a woman shopping at our local grocery store had her purse stolen from her cart. The thief got her wallet and house keys. She received a phone call 2 days later from the store. She went to get her purse. Yeah, there's some horrible people out there that just prey on this situation, these sorts of situations. Hi, Gabby B. How are you? I still love your profile picture. My sister-in-law had a Malamute dog, and I know this is probably a wolf, but the Malamutes are sort of the same white, fluffy, beautiful, and they never ever cut his hair, because they said if you cut their hair, something bad happens within them. I don't know what it was, I can't remember. But he passed away like 18 months ago from pancreatic or some sort of cancer in his tummy, the poor thing. His name was Sam, and he was the most beautiful dog. The thieves came and robbed her house. Pippi, oh my God. When she left to retrieve her purse, it wasn't the store. Oh my God. What a setup. That is frightening. A white wolf. Yeah, I thought it was a wolf. Magical wolf. Beautiful. And the eyes. I'm just drawn to its eyes. Every time you pop in the chat, it's like I'm mesmerised looking into the wolf's eyes. Very, it just grabs me for some reason. And look at all the summer pics, you guys. Summer, summer, summer. I'm loving it. I worked out how to change mine. And it's only my time 6 days till the candlelight vigil. That's exciting. We've got all our stuff ready to start making ours. I really wanted to have the camera on today, but because with the new setup, I've got to use an external camera, which I've got a Logi something. Do you pronounce it Logi or Logi? You know, like, no, I think it's Logi, isn't it? Because the full name's Logitech. I know, I'm a little bit slow. Anyway, it's one of these cameras that you sort of clip onto either your monitor or your desk or wherever you want it. But the end of it is one of these Samsung speedy fast little C adapters, I think they call them. And I don't have that outlet on my desktop computer. So I have to try and hunt down some sort of adapter. So yeah, I can't plug the camera in. And I wash my hair and everything. It's frustrating. Pippi says, can you believe that when all the boots on the ground in Rogersville, Tennessee, put flyers up about summer, they are... Yes, I can, because I've been talking about it for 2 weeks, Pippi. And the fake ones have gone up. There's heaps of shady things going on in Rogersville, and more will be coming to light. So I changed the subject a bit, as I happen to do, and I'm sorry, but when we were talking about the sheriff's longevity a few minutes back, so you've got to sort of put yourself up there to be elected as a sheriff. Is that how the process works? Like you go up to be voted in? Because here we just have like government law enforcement that work. We don't have sheriffs at all. Yes, T. Riley says, okay. So why isn't anyone going up against him? We need someone to challenge him. Maybe we can start a petition for that. That's how it works in Tennessee. Wow. That's very telling, isn't it? You have to run for election. That's insane to me. That's just asking for trouble. Of course there's going to be corruption. Because they could just take out the contenders, pay them off. Oh, you don't really want the job. You'd be better off going over here and give them a, you know what I mean? And you can't tell me that wouldn't happen. No. Yeah. Wow, that's scary, really. So we have like state police that everything is run through our government and nobody's elected. Like you have to go to the police academy, you have to be trained, and they allocate where you go and all that sort of stuff. It's not anything like that. But then we have like federal police, which are nationwide, that are higher than just your local police. We've had the same mayor for 20 years here because no one will run against him. Yeah, we've had our mayor for a fair few years too, but there's still people that go up against him every election period. But he is a really, really good, caring, involved mayor too. Yes, we should get Scott. Oh, can you imagine Scott up there as sheriff? The first thing Scott would say is hell no, because he would take out half the town, I reckon. But he wouldn't take anyone's shit either. And he knows who's who and who does what. So Penny would be my second option. Those two mean business. They really do. And, you know, having that local knowledge is invaluable for what they can dig. And like even with the geographical side of things is so important. In Summer's case, everyone around there is related by blood or marriage, and they don't want sick. Yeah, that's the whole point of what we've been trying to say for the last couple of weeks, isn't it, Josie? That there are things going back in marriages and relatives and occupations, let's say, that are hindering from as little as the official posters that are being put up to local news media not wanting the reward fund shared on YouTube. Like, it's an endless list of things that are being intercepted. And for what? It's about a little 5-year-old missing girl. And I'll say it every day, all day. There is a series on Netflix, Gabby says, Longmire. I recently started watching. I am only onto the second series, which is based in Wyoming, Texas, who just had an election for sheriff. Oh my God, I'm going to write that down. I might learn some stuff out of that too, Gabby B. Thank you. See you guys. You're awesome. So today's Saturday. Hi, Fonda Cheeseman. Great to see you. You can't see me because I need an adapter. Oh, my pen's like 3 foot away. Sorry for the noise. I just have to retrieve my pen. Longmire. Actually, I've heard that name. So as I was just going to say, it's Saturday, so you know what Saturday is. For me, it's my stitching night with my friend. We usually order takeaway and we sit and stitch and watch Netflix. Oh, guess what? I've had her, I'm so going to do this, but not tonight. I've been showing her different videos and stuff on a Saturday night of the antics that happens with our YouTube friends, you know, like, you know, that BK guy, and just her reactions are priceless. So I was going to actually video her watching one of these to show you guys how someone who's not in the loop, although she's always wanting updates on Summer and our cases, she's not interested in all the bullshit. But when I do show her the odd video of the antics, in commas, her reactions are just priceless. The man who plays the sheriff is an Australian actor, Robert Taylor. Oh my God. Does he have an accent? Or does he sound like an American? He would have to sound like an American, surely. I need to practice my Tennessee accent. I wonder if there's an app for that, guys. I'm going to look into that. And you will be so proud of me. I can come on with a Tennessee accent and sound like Don Wells. He sounds American. Yeah, I don't know how actors are so clever like that. What's his name? He played the Aussie actor that played that wolf in that big American movie. You know how he was half a wolf and half a man? What was it called? He was awesome. It was really, really big too. And how Nicole Kidman can just change accents. They all do it, all the actors. But I couldn't do it. Yeah, guys, so what else is going on? So we might have a look at that tonight, Longmire on Netflix while we're... Wolverine! Thank you, Kate. Oh, that's it. And now I can't remember his name either. Hugh Jackman. Thank you, guys. See, you finished my sentences for me. I love it. Hugh Jackman, yeah, he's awesome. And the graphics in that movie were just amazing. He's amazing too. And do you know his wife's heaps older than him? I didn't know that till a few years back. I know, it does feel like forever ago. He does lots and lots, him and his wife, they do lots and lots of charity work for needy little kids and things too. They get taught, Gabby B says, actors get taught accents by a dialect coach. Oh, okay. Maybe I should get a dialect coach. I can't get my normal words out, never alone trying to do an accent. I get all tongue-tied and twisted up. Gabby B says she can't stand. Yeah, she's a lot older and, oh, yeah. She's a little bit, I don't know, to me she comes across like his mother at times when I've seen him in different interviews. And I'm not a big fan. Yeah, I'm not a big sci-fi person either, but I watched it and actually really enjoyed it. Do you know, Josie, that's something I've never been able to get into is The Walking Dead. I've tried and I just can't. Like, them zombies just freak me the fuck out. They really do. Hi, Mama Mia. How are you? We're just chit-chatting. You haven't missed too much. We're just having a lovely little time before I go and do groceries for my mother-in-law. God bless her. She'll be snooty because she likes her son to go and get her groceries for her because she refuses to go to the supermarket these days. Like, I get it. She's 84 and mentally in her mind she can't do it anymore, that her legs won't work, but they really can and she really could. But mentally she's decided she's not doing it anymore, that we have to do it. Hi, 423 Chase. And we don't mind doing it at all. But when usually hubby does it, but when I do it and I take the groceries in, load them all in the house from the car, you can tell that, why are you doing it? Where's my son? You know what I mean? I get a little bit of attitude sometimes. It's like, really, girl? Just appreciate that I've gone and done it for you. Chase, I played your video privately to myself the first time yesterday when you left the news station and I was bawling my eyes out. I had to pre-watch first. And man, we can't express how much we appreciate you and admire you and respect everything you're trying to do for Summer. And Thank you for popping in and saying hello. But just know that we've got your back, and if you need us, we're right here. And we played it yesterday on here, and everyone was feeling your raw emotion and frustration. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, I know you tell us all the time, and yeah, it still doesn't hurt to tell you how much we appreciate everything you do. Are you going to be at the candlelight vigil next week? I'm sure you are. I wish I could be there. Hi, Cherish. Welcome to our little chat. Like, I would hope if something like this happened in our town, we would have a heap of 423 chasers on the case. Yes, Pippi says thank you for all your hard work and determination in finding precious Summer. I still can't get past that conversation Don had with, oh, her hair's this long now, and, you know, she's grown and she looks, you know, that was like, what the hell? It was like he'd just seen her that day, and they'd been somewhere that day as well, hadn't they? It was a little bit suspicious. Good night, 423. Have a good sleep. And we love you too, all the way from Australia and the world. Yeah, it's a lot. This man selflessly out there every day pounding, whether it's a news station or the woods or putting up flyers, or he's just on it. And I really, really do admire him. I should make him a quilt, guys. I've been busy, just so you all know, on our member mail outs. I'll have to get that too. For our members, I haven't worked out yet how we're going to do the address thing. Maybe you can privately email them to me so I can get them to you, because I'm heaps excited, because I want you guys to be able to, when you receive them, come up on panel and show people and spread the love. I think that will be awesome and really personal. Sweet dress. That would be so nice to do. Yeah, we should make him. I know Twiggy, that comes in our chat all the time. She's a patch worker. How special would it be? Okay, let's do something here, guys. Are there any other people that can sew in our chat? How special would it be if everybody made a square? It doesn't have to be a fancy patchwork square. And send them to me, because I have the 14-foot quilting machine. I can construct the quilt and put all our squares together, or shapes, and we can send it to 423 Chase. Yeah, that's what I mean. It can be a hand sewed one. Put a little love heart on it or something. And everyone around the world Oh, I think that's an awesome idea. You think, Care? The only big downer is that I know for me to post something, like, it doesn't bother me. I'll pay whatever it takes for postage. That's not an issue for me. Like, that outweighs, the giving side of it outweighs anything that consists of. I don't care. But I worry that it would cost you guys money to post it to me. That's the only downfall. Unless you do, can you do COD, like cash on delivery, so I pay for it when I get it? You're making prayer quilts? So you're a quilter as well, Crime and Justice? Oh, that's so special. Because I was going to make a few to donate to Nita's shelters for the DV victims and post them over as well. It's just, I don't know what it is, but I just love giving. Oh, cool. I don't know how to do it while I'm on here, but I started another, like, I've only got 2 subscribers to this other channel. I'm going to get going just for patchwork and stitching and that sort of thing, and just talk about anything, where people can come up on panel and we can sit and sew together and all that sort of stuff. And it's called Sew Awesome Stitches, because that's what my patchwork shop was called, Sew Awesome, with an SEW. I know Australia still accepts COD for postage within Australia. Yeah, Gabby. I don't know if you can do it from another country though. But that would be really special. Like, someone like Chase really deserves some recognition. And it's something he can have forever and ever. Anyway, let's keep that in mind. If anyone's got some ideas on, I'm happy to quilt it and provide wadding, backing, everything. And get it to Chase. I'm happy to do all of that. But we'll talk about it over the next few days and see if we can get some other stitches and make some blocks for him for a quilt. I'm excited about this. You're in Canada, Care? I want to go to Canada too. I really do. Yeah, so members, if I will message you all anyway, but I'm going to need somewhere, post office box or somewhere I can send your members' gifts to. Toronto, yes. Actually, there's another podcast, Care, I listen to all the time on Podcast Addict, and she's an Australian that has lived in Canada for over 10 years or something, and she has a podcast called Canadian Crime. She is awesome as well. Canadian True Crime. She's not on YouTube. I don't think. She's just has a podcast on the podcast platform. Do you have a Discord? No, I'm going to do that this afternoon, Gabby. I seen Libby set one up as well, so I'm going to go do the mother-in-law's groceries, come home, unpack mine, go and get some candy from Grandma. No, I'm only joking. and I'm going to sit down and start the Discord channel and get a few things organised before my friend comes. I'll have to look her up. Yeah, I think it would be. It's on, I use, because I've got a Samsung phone, I use Podcast Addict for all my crime podcasts. And yeah. Oh, True Crime with Libby's still here. Did you hear me say that? I couldn't help it. I just... And I'm not trying to make light of Summer's situation. Guys, please don't come at me. I just had to throw that in there when I was talking about unloading the groceries. I thought it was a little bit funny. Get a little piece of candy from Grandma. I wonder what sort of candy it was. Libby? That's the question of the day. And why hasn't Grandma been back? Like, it's really irritating me. Why? I should message her. She seems to answer everybody else. When are you coming home, Granny? Your daughter needs you. Her husband's being nasty to her. Do you think she'd take any notice? Yeah, Gabby, I've only had Discord for probably 3 months. And I get so confused because there's all these little tabs down the side. You think you're in someone's chat and then you press something and you're in someone else's chat, and I'm like, oh dear Lord. Poor little Libby, she had to write in my comments yesterday to me, check your Discord messages. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I realised I had messages. I got a little bit behind with all of that. But no, I'm definitely going to do it. And those of you here last night were here. So the younger granddaughter went to her dad's for the weekend, and the older one went round the corner to have a sleepover with her little bestie. So it was just hubby and I at home alone. And that rarely, ever, ever happens. So guess what we did that was so, so romantic? Like, come on. What do you all think? Did we go out for dinner or something just absolutely fabulous to share together? No. We got Macca's and we picked out on junk food and just sat and chatted. And it was just awesome. Care, I took a nap. Yeah, I did actually. I thought I'm going to stay up so late tonight. But so with Chris McDonough's membership channel, I'm a member on his channel as well. And I received an email saying that it was like the payment was temporarily suspended and that they would refund if you wanted a refund, or it's just on hold virtually. So I'm not stopping it. He will be back. I'm determined he will be back. It was nice, Gabby B, just to be able to sit and just talk without, Nan, can I have this? Nan, do you want? Even though they're not toddlers, you know what I mean? Just, yeah, it was lovely to be able to just sit and talk about what we wanted to talk about and have some time just to ourselves. He might yet get his channel back. Yeah, Raz. Hi, Raz. Welcome again. I really do think he'll be back. So you have the option in the email to stop your membership and then recommence or whatever. or just leave it and it'll still be happening. So I'm leaving it because I'm being positive and I want him to be back. And can you imagine that? Can you imagine? It's like they shoot themselves in the foot. Someone like Chris McDonough, with the amount of memberships and everything he obtains, the longer he's down, the more money they're losing too. So they're silly, really. But at least we had a little bit of, what's that word? Gratification when BK's channel went down. I do know he has a second channel, but just not having him loudly carrying on. And no doubt BK will be back too. Let's just enjoy it while we can. He will be back unless Enzyme emptied us. Yeah. It was just a weird situation, that Twitter thing, wasn't it? I totally understand where he was going with it and what he was trying to say, but the person who owned the Twitter account, yeah. Because I think Chris honestly thought it was just someone trying, if it wasn't Brian himself, Chris thought it was someone portraying himself as Brian. YouTube's owned by Google. Mamma Mia says huge dollars in them already. They are more concerned at being dragged into any litigation. Yeah, I get that. And did you all see the Facebook hearings happening this week? That was really interesting. Hi, Mary. Great to see you. Yeah, very interesting how that whistleblowers shedding some insight into the backgrounds of what's happening in the Facebook world, how they're letting negative things happen for the wrong reasons, for monetary gain. Very concerning when they're targeting minors, especially. Need to watch a movie, so I'm going to have to cut it short tonight. No worries, Raz. You have a great time watching your movie. I'm going to watch Longmire tonight while I'm stitching away, because someone's given me a shout out to give it a watch. So that'll be good. I tell you what, I don't know if you were all here the other day when, not this Saturday night, just gone, the one before, my friend and I watched Clickbait on Netflix. We watched the whole series in one evening, 8 episodes. It was so addictive we could not stop. I think it was like 1:30 in the morning when we finished, but it's really, really good. And it sort of works around YouTube sleuths as well. Like, that's the whole gist of the series, about a YouTube video that goes up and then the sleuths, and yeah. And you don't know till the very ending, a little bit like Big Little Lies. You don't get it till the very last episode who the perpetrator is. So I highly recommend it if you like that sort of stuff. Okie dokie. Yeah, enjoy. It's good to have personal time, as I was just talking about with hubby last night. And then today he's gone hunting, so It's good to have alone time as well. And that's one thing I find like raising kids for the second time. It's far and few, but you know, you don't get a lot of just doing things for yourself sometimes. Anyway, guys, I think I've raved on enough. I better go and do these groceries for mother-in-law, and I might be back later. If hopefully, fingers crossed, guys, for little Christopher Ramirez and news on him. You like crossword puzzles, Josie? And thank you all for coming in. I appreciate you. I'm new to Twitter too, Gabby. Like, I've had it for about 10 years, but I've never actually done it, if that makes sense. Oh, what game I played Best Fiends, and I'm on like level 1610. That's my go to sleep thing. I'll listen to a crime podcast or I listen to YouTube and I play my Best Fiends game at the same time until I doze off. I do it every single night. Hi, Stacey Blankenship. We were just about to go. Sorry. But yeah, if you want to subscribe to my other channel, I don't know how I will do it and put it on the community post, because it's going to be good to just chat with as well, if we're not concentrating on our crime stuff. And I can share what I'm working on and the quilts I've made and all that sort of stuff. You watch Netflix and fall asleep to that. Oh, thank you, Stacey. Sorry, we're right at the tail end. But if I don't go and do the groceries now, she'll be on the phone. Are you still getting my groceries today? So I better go and do it. She'll send out a search party. But she locks up, see? She locks the house up. And if you try to go and knock on the door, she can't hear you. So anyway. Yes, good night and good day to everybody, wherever you are. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for coming in.